The World Maker Faire is coming. It's coming. We're supposed to be getting in the car on Thursday to go show off and be excited and to be like, look at my stuff, look at my stuff. So now the hard part, what in the world am I going to take? Normally by now I've figured this out pretty solid. I will admit that Hurricane Florence has put a little kink in my chain and I feel very discombobulated. Extremely, extremely relieved. Our part of North Carolina is in a pretty dry zone, all things considered. We're definitely raining, but I haven't seen any floods. My power's been on. I am so fortunate and so grateful to be that way that I don't even want to think about what to bring to Maker Faire. I just want to sit around and bask in my luck. But it's time. It's time to get the brain on. What am I going to do? So what I did is like, all right, let me just see what I have because sometimes I forget. So I haven't opened the magic suitcase yet. The magic suitcase of things is still upstairs. So this is going to be kind of recently finished things because it hasn't been, shuffled off to the storage space, so to speak. Of course I've got this that I just finished this week. And this one, I don't think this is some kind of major artistic thing that is like, oh my God, I have to have that on my wall. But the thing that, I like about this and tempts me to bring it is that this vinyl here is a really unique material. And this kind of way I've used it demonstrates some neat tricks that you can do with it that are a little bit outside of the, circuit cutter box. It's not groundbreaking, but it's different. And, I think it's interesting. I did use it on the binding as well, which I will admit wholeheartedly was crazy. I'm not sure I'd do it again. But the effect is pretty cool, don't you think? So yeah, this will probably go. Hi Sam, you're gonna go in the video? Okay. The Sam Winchester, of course it goes. Say hi, Sam Winchester. By the way, it's got Space Invaders on the back because I'm awesome. Now, this one, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go. It's definitely the first one that I really tinkered with this particular technique. All these itty bitty little pieces of fabric to create almost a new textile in itself. I definitely learned some things about color and blending and the kind of tricks that I've used in other places since. So this one will probably go. This is one of my favorites. I love this thing. I have always loved this thing. Nobody else seems to think that the Sharktopus crossing is as cool as I do, but I'm a fan. I think it will resonate with the kind of folks that will be at Maker Faire. I certainly think there will be some sci-fi geeks that will think this is fun. So this will probably go. On this one I'm a little bit on the fence about. It's definitely a different technique. This is the Sashiko Japanese style. It's not represented anywhere else in any of my work. This is my fancy piece of indigo that I hoarded and brought all the way back from Tokyo. And I used a kit from snugglymonkey.com, buy from Claudia, she's awesome, that she imports from Japan. And basically what I did was I fused it to the back of my indigo and then did the stitching in reverse. So if I were doing this for real, these little blue lines is where the stitching would cover, and then you wouldn't get to have all these like ugly spots because this would be on the top or you'd be able to see it through the back. But you can't see it online because it's dark indigo. I have a frame for this. I could, frame it and bring it all fancy or bring it like it is or leave it here. I'm on the fence about this one. This one is one of my favorites. I love this thing. I probably made this 5 or 6 years ago. It was one of my first attempts at free motion embroidery with just a regular sewing machine. They're wonky. They're all over the map. There's nothing perfect about it. The colors don't work right. These hot mess fabrics from Joann's. I get it. It's not beautiful, but I love it. So I'm thinking I should leave it here, but it's always hard to leave this one behind. This is its sister. This was when I tried it again with some different techniques to see if I would get something more interesting. I think it is. I love this one just as much as the first one. Again, it hasn't been well received, which makes me think it should probably stay here. I do love this fabric though. Ha! Do, 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 do. And Mabel, she will go. She's in. So really on the fence in this pile is the Mario's and the Sashiko And the glitter piece. Not sure about those. This always goes. This is the tablecloth for the table. This one's a big on the fence. I've got a lot of quilts, probably 6 or 8. I don't think it makes sense to bring them all, so I will have to pick and choose which ones go. I've had a lot of people respond really positively to the weighted blanket, so I'll probably bring that one, if anything. This is the Bowser costume. It can certainly go on the dress form. It's something I'm thinking about simply because the, thing that I'm talking about most is embroidery, and this thing is certainly covered in a lot of embroidery. It's got all the guys on the back and the various stings down the legs, and of course the 2 Bowsers on the front. So I'm thinking about this, but this is one of those things. Then I got to bring that big ass dress form, and I just don't know. I don't know that it's worth it. This might stay. What I might do instead is just bring the belt, or nothing at all. I've got the Mario belt with the swamps and stuff. Maybe I'll wear the belt. Wouldn't that be fun? Haha! Look at me! I got the belt. These guys will probably go. I've got a few more samples floating around from I am Ric Flair. I will eat you. Ah. But anyway, I have a few more samples floating around of color tests and practice and things like that. So they may go as well. Probably will go. This I'm leaving here. I just picked it up because it was in the pile. I don't think I'm ever going to finish that pirate boat quilt, but it is on my list. Mabel may or may not stay here. I'm not sure. It's kind of awkward because it's mounted on canvas, and that makes it a little bit harder to carry around. Doesn't fold, etc., etc. So we'll see. I'll think about her some more. George goes. This is one of my absolute favorite pieces of all time. It's another one of those that other people don't love as much as I do, but boy, do I love my Georgie Porgy. So this will definitely go. And then I've got a few of these. By now I've piled up. I've got the Ric Flair. We all know and love the Zelda. The Ric Flair one I could wear. It's short sleeve. It's fairly lightweight, comfortable, not a big deal. The Zelda one, no. It's hot and it's denim, so I don't know where it'll go or not. But anyway, that's round 1. If you got any strong opinions or ideas about this particular pile of items, I'd certainly like to hear it. I'll drag the rest of it out tomorrow, and boy, then it'll be real decision time, huh? All right. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Help me out if you can. And that's all I have to say about that.